All right, everyone, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Thursday, August 8th, 2024. If you've not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So, gap and go, no rug pull today. So far, it is 3:15 p.m., but right now, markets look to be pretty much stabilized here. And I talked about this with members really over the last couple of days. I laid this game plan out for really kind of going back to Tuesday. And I talked a little bit about these. I kind of hinted at it in these videos here. Got very specific with members as far as the details here. And you can see August 6th, I mentioned that's fine. I don't remember what we were talking about, but I said, if you're bullish, I don't think you want us to pump tomorrow anyway. I talked about that in this video here. And yesterday, I said, I'll be interested to see if they run the same playbook with a rug pull tomorrow, meaning gap up and rally in the morning to mid-afternoon with a late day fade. And you can see here, I said today at 12:30, the problem is now they've conditioned everybody to expect a late day dip. They did that twice here. They're not going to give you that setup 3 days in a row. Everybody was looking for that late day fade right here, and they were looking for it right here. And markets are holding up right now. We've also cleared. I mean, we're up over 100 points on ES. SPX up $1.20 here, and we're into the big level. So again, right back to that major level that we've talked about. We're hammering on that. We're knocking at the door. You can see the Qs giving out the same look there right now. Above that, we squeeze. So it's really that simple. Supports right now are 5,300. This is ODTE, but it's also support anyway. And then 5,270, 5,250. Those are the short-term levels. But again, there's reasons why I said this stuff. One of those things is I wanted us weak the last 2 days. We got that. I liked the fade. Everybody got bearish yesterday, and you can see it there. Big time. Huge uptick in bear sentiment, 25.2 to 37.5. That's a big move. Fear greed this morning was at 19. It's still an extreme fear. You wanted actually, that's why I said yesterday and the day before, you actually kind of wanted weakness in this market. So we did get a pretty good gap up. And this time we're holding the gains here. We could still see some backing and filling into the end of the day. It is still pretty good resistance. We just rallied 120 points. We probably won't break it right now. But above here, 5,350 and 5,400 are the next levels. And I do expect the market to get there. There's a couple of reasons, technical reasons also for that. If we go to, let's just go use a 4 hour, just a standard measured move here. 51, we'll just say 51.20 to 53.30, rounded up to 200 points. 5,200 plus 200 is what? 54. What else is it? 50% fib retraced. You've got to pivot, pivot, pivot. That's where we broke down from last week. Markets are going to want to go retest that. So that is the base case right now. I do think that this whole range here is just basing and filling out. I talked about it yesterday as well to members. I said, look, we hit this area. We're trying to accept it, but we probably need another dip. And we got that. A lot of people got bearish. This was just a dip here. And now we're hammering on that with higher lows. So again, I do think this this bounce here has some more legs to it. Above, we talked about that earlier this week. I said above Friday's low and above this level is where we could see that next leg up. And I do think that completes. Where the bears would get, should come out is right there though. So, not out of the woods by a long shot, but that's, and that's right up in the 20-day moving average too. So that's up in that range, in that area. We could get there tomorrow. It's certainly possible. There is no economic data tomorrow. So there's nothing really stopping us. Just rig count tomorrow. And then next week we have CPI. And next week is options X too. So it wouldn't surprise me if they want to get it up to a whole round number around 54, maybe chop it around. But, I do think bears will show up there. A couple other things too. I love really having the GEX too, because we could see this yesterday. There was just a lot of interest at 5,200. I talked about that at the end of the day yesterday. A lot of the time, and all these moves are ODTE. And sometimes, you can see when a move it's just gamma related and not really big picture, it's not affecting the market, right? Volatility upticked, but it didn't really uptick enough to, we went green for like a minute yesterday on volatility, and the VIXY was actually down on the day, even with this whole sell here. So you can kind of see when those moves are just kind of gamma related or options related. So just another kind of thing to look at. Another thing is, I think part of that reason we sold off is because somebody knew someone was exposed. You can see here there was about 12,000 contracts. This did make the rounds here. 12,000 contracts dumped hard on the futures right before the Globex open, or right before the Globex RTH closed, and then, well, ETH technically, before the futures closed, right? So somebody probably got margin called and margin dumped. I think, this happens very commonly on Wall Street. Someone knew that a firm or somebody was exposed. They pushed it down with ODTE puts, got them to blow up at the end of the day. And now you've got like a little mini capitulation event, which result in 120, 130 point rally here. So again, right now, 1,352, 1,300, 5,300, 5,270, and 5,250 are supports. And above 25, we go right to 50 and right to 54. That's been my base case here. And markets seem to agree here. So we're just basing beneath here. And I think that's where we're going to be headed over the next couple of days here. But we got to get through this level first. But very good bounce here. Again, just a lot of one-sidedness. I was rooting for the market to actually be weak yesterday. A lot of people got bearish. And you can see us pop right back up. That does not mean bulls are out of the woods. That does not mean we can't have a sell at any time. But I do think probabilities dictate at least a retest of 5,400. That is common practice in markets. Triple Qs here. Again, your level is pretty cut and dry, right around 455, maybe even 460. But we got to get through this area right here. So good. Good price action today, and I'm loving the levels here. The action has been very nice lately. IWM up 2.36. Again, 210 is still a big level on that. If it can really squeeze up, you got the gap fill at 215. So I think everybody can see that pretty clearly. Dow here up 1 2/3. Good move there. 400. 40K whole round number is going to be a big level for that. One of the giveaways this morning too was SMH here. It had a really good gap up, pulled back, and then it really V-shaped nicely. So again, it's a semiconductor sell-off. It's a semiconductor bounce. Again, big level is 230 on this, and possibly even back testing this trend line. Another thing too is on the Qs. You got that trend line. I didn't even mention that, but this whole area here, right? It's a lot. So the market's going to want to go and back test that. Same thing with the SPX here. I'll probably just shift this down just a little bit. But it's probably going to want to go back and back check to that. So just be aware, the pendulum swings really hard, right? When you get low liquidity and high volatility, right? Everybody was bearish yesterday. People were bullish the day before. They were really bearish. So big swings back and forth. Semis up 5 to 6% there. So big move here across the board. By the way, 90% up day in the S&P. In case anybody was wondering. IGV, good day here. Again, getting defended on the weekly. So weekly, we're green on the week, and it's getting a good bounce there. Obvious level, right? 83. That's the breakdown. That's going to want to go get back tested. And then this applies to the whole market too. For bulls, I'll just use the SPX. But for bulls, you want to see us hit that, pull back, and then put in a higher low, right? Bears just want to see a hard rejection. Or, bulls, you want to see it up and then consolidate, because that's even better. But right now, that's the big level I think this market needs to go test. Dow Transports here up 1 3/4. Good move there. Into a little resistance here above that, can squeeze back to 15.8. Another thing too, on yield. Well, here's credit. By the way, here's credit spreads. Pretty good downtick there. We'll see. Maybe they got some control over that. But another thing that was the big boogeyman yesterday. Oh, the auction was terrible, and that's why the market sold off. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that was a good narrative, but I think yields up is actually good for the market right now, because good news is good news. But we had a 30-year auction today. It was not good, but I talked about this. I even tweeted it. I said, look, good, good move for yields here, but it's probably done. Like you've already priced in a bad auction with yesterday. So you condition the market to gap and crap. You condition the market to sell off on yields. It's probably not going to happen, right? And yields have already had a very good bounce. So that was probably the high of the day. Oh, that was exactly the high of the day on yields. So I still think the long end wants that 20 MA before a little dip. But big resistance at 4.2 on the 10-year, 30-year 4.3, and then 4.42. Fives, again, about 395, and then the twos. Still got to get back above 420, but big level here at 410, psychological level there at 410 also. But good bounce for yields. And again, I do think the market likes that. Jobless claims this morning, people were complaining about like, oh, the market shouldn't be up this much off that. Well, that shows why it's up so much, because the market was conditioned to expect a massive recession. And by the way, I talked about this last Friday too. All those jobs came back to Texas from the hurricane, right? And that was in the report today. So everybody freaked out about the jobs report last Friday. Again, I think it was all deleveraging, but they need a story to sell. And I'm going to be surprised, or not surprised, I'm going to be interested to see if the jobs report next month blows out because of the hurricane revision. We'll see. XHB up 2.1. Not great though. So again, weakness. So this is definitely a weak sector here, closing below 110. So I never liked that. If you can get back above that, you can repair. The good news is the weekly is still no damage really, but you do have a big outside candle. But a little bit on the weaker side. VNQ, this is a strong sector. This has not backed off at all. Look at this is all it's done on the sell here. That was Monday's candle right there. This is holding the 20 DMA. This is a strong sector right now. Go figure, commercial real estate. It's up there with XLP and XLU holding that strength. XLF, nice rebound today. Again, 42.50 to 43 is your next levels. KRE, up 1.5. That's still soft. That's still got to clear 54. But again, good bounce off the 50 MA for now. And the same thing you can see with the K. BE, broker dealers, very good day. This got sliced really hard. Good move up there. Oil continuing to hold up. Again, lots of talk of war. That's good, but it's still kind of low on the charts here relative to, what you'd think the war drums are beating. You think it'd be higher, but it's in a daily downtrend right now. Again, got to reclaim this 76 area, and then, 78 and 79 areas, your next levels, but still below all the moving averages there. XLE was strong today. It was strong yesterday morning, and then once the market rolled over, everything got hit. But it's good bounce today. Got to get back above 90. That's your level in the short term. XOP, very good. This was way oversold here and into basically like you could almost call it like a weekly kind of pseudo double bottom here. I don't really call it a double bottom because it's not really at the lowest point on the chart, but nonetheless, a good pivot there that's been defended previously, and it was oversold. So, clearly you can see where resistance is right now. So right in that area, OIH, we'll see if they can save it. Tomorrow is going to tell the tale. If we can close above that trend line, I think OIH could be a little fakey breaky down. So watch OIH tomorrow. Watch the close. CCJ getting continued bounce here, still below yesterday's high. Same thing with URNM, but these are bouncing here. They're oversold. Nat Gas having a good bid today. Got up to, we talked about 215, 220. Got up to 218 essentially today, and pulling back. Yeah, it's starting to look like some seller exhaustion here. So you can see that clearly right there. If this wants, you got 225, 230, and then 240. That's on the EU contract, so good bounce for Natty. Dollar index flat today. Well, that was up 2 cents. Again, oversold there, getting a bounce. Big levels, 103.50 and then 103.88. Gold here with a very good day. It's still holding up well. There's no problems with this at all. It is just consolidating, or probably another move. GDX is a little bit weaker though in the near term. Silver, good outside move today. Still getting defended here. We'll see if it has one more dip in it. It's possible. SIL, the inside day, but it's getting a bounce. Platinum up 1.5. Only thing I don't like is you got the lower low. But if you can reclaim, 950, I think it can possibly go back up to 980 or 1,000. And then palladium here getting defended. So maybe a little liquidity grab there. A lot of volume there, by the way. And, maybe a little liquidity grab. Weekly chart. Not bad. At some point, this thing will bottom. Sellers losing momentum there. And it's into a massive level here on the monthly. So I don't think it has much downside. Copper, nothing really doing here. Just a quiet day. I got a little bit of a bounce up 2 cents. I still think it's attractive down here. I think there's way too many people dunking on it. You can even make a case. I'm just kind of looking at this now. Maybe it's a little bit of a stretch, but oops. Maybe a little kind of falling wedge-ish type setup there. I just think there's too many people dunking on this right now. Just like there's too many people euphoric up here, but watch that pattern. I do like the level, I just don't have a signal to get in. So, all right, Bitcoin up nicely, up 8%. Outside move, we talked about this level yesterday, above 58.4, 58.5. Good job there. And, I said this very clearly. I was like, there's nothing wrong with Bitcoin right now, even on that little dump Monday. Good outside move. Next level is 63. Bitcoin, very good recovery. ETH up 10%. This is much weaker, though. So this has got to clear 28. And then it can, squeeze back up to, 31, 32. But Bitcoin, I've never had any problem with this, not for a while. It's volatile. That's what Bitcoin does. But range is fine. All right. Spiders here holding up right now. Again, 5,300 is support right now. We got about 30 minutes left to the end of the day. We'll probably close right around that area. Yeah, that's kind of where the most interest is right now. But overall, market holding up just fine. And I wouldn't rule out a little bit more of a dip, more backing and filling here. But we've now hit, we've got higher lows. We've hit this level multiple times here. So, if we can hold up here, I think we attack this one more time and it should push up to that 5,400 area. The market's just vibrating at that area right now. There's lots of convergences going on in this level. And I do think we'll retrace there maybe as soon as tomorrow or possibly early next week. So anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.